How you doing? This is Sam Tolley. Usually I try to present videos in a calm, collected, organized manner. But right now, I feel the need to rant. I am really pissed off, for lack of a better term. So much so that I'd pull my hair out if I had any. But I don't. So I need to rant. I need to let this off. I need to let off a little steam because I am sick and tired of watching black folks get hosed. I'm 70 years old, and as far as I can remember, I've been watching black folks get hosed all my life by liberal Democrat white folks, liberal Democrat black folks, and these black gatekeepers and fake folks that claim that they care about us. I'm sick of it. And I've got strained relationship with friends. I've lost friends because I got to the point in life where I've had enough of it. And I've let people know constantly. I try to reason with people. I try to talk to them. I try to get into them intellectually. I try to show them evidence, and they ignore this stuff. And I see the same nonsense over and over again. And these cries of systemic racism and how the white man is holding me down and all this. The only person that's holding you down is you. And if some white man is holding you down, get out from under him. This is dumb. This is stupid. But the same lies, the deception, the three-card money, the shell game, whatever you want to call it, they've been running this game on blacks for as long as I can remember. I was born in 1952. And I guess that's when it was the heart of Jim Crow and segregation. And black folks were better off as families, as a society, during Jim Crow and segregation than they have been since Johnson's Great Society. In 1965 and going on, where the welfare state just destroyed the black family. Before that, 85% or more of black families had two parents in the household. And when Patrick Moynihan came out with his Negro report, questioning the fact that 25% of black families didn't have two parents, everybody gave him hell, and he was a Democrat. Hell, he might have been one of the last normal Democrats that really cared. But he caught hell behind that. And now we're approaching 75% black households with only one parent. And I don't hear anything. All these black civil rights leaders, so-called, all these black preachers in these liberal churches that are nothing more than social clubs, they say nothing. While the society of black people is just crumbling away. And now, I'm sitting up here, I think, what was her name? Sheila Jackson Lee, or whatever the hell her name is, from Texas. I heard recently was asking about reparations again. This is what people don't realize. When the Democrats were in charge of both the presidency, the Senate, and the House, they could have passed reparations if they wanted to. Why did they wait until Republicans took control of the House? That's when they want to bring out the dadgum donkey and carrot again. Oh, we want reparations. These folks don't want reparations. They want to keep this donkey and this carrot in front of black folks and keep them looking for something that ain't there. Now, if Democrats really want reparations, I'll tell you what. You pass a law where only Democrats have to pay for it because it was the Democrat Party that was in charge of slavery. And then send me some money. But don't sit over there and try to tax the whole dadgum country and make people pay for something they had nothing to do with. This is all a shell game. It's just like the NFL. A couple of years ago, when they started this Colin Kaepernick kneeling nonsense, I told people, I said, look, everyone has a right to their own opinion, but you don't have a right to do whatever the hell you want to on your job. I said, I got friends that we have the same political interests, and I had friends that we don't have the same political interests, but we like to support our team. And when we went to see a football game or a basketball game, we don't want to think about politics. We don't want to think about any of that crap. All we want to do is enjoy the game. And I couldn't enjoy the game because I'm watching these jokers get on a knee during the national anthem, protesting on their job. Now, how would I feel paying hundreds of dollars to go sit in the stadium to watch some sucker that's supposed to be entertaining me act up on my dime? I wouldn't. So I quit watching the NFL. I quit watching the NBA. The Lakers are my basketball team, and I haven't watched them in, hell, probably since LeBron got there. So here you got the NFL. They got their little slogans on helmets, stop racism, and all this other stuff. And yet, during the Super Bowl, they got the nerve to play Lift Up Every Voice and Sing and expect people to stand up and call it the Black National Anthem. This is one country under God, supposedly, and one country has one anthem. And how in the hell can you have more than one anthem? And for people that say they want to bring us together, but they're going to have separate anthems, that's a con job. That's nothing but a con job. Just like the con job we got, and I don't know about you people, but like all of a sudden our cable company last year just said, we're going to give you free NFL package. It's not going to cost you nothing. Now I know why they did that. They did that because a lot of people said, screw the NFL. I'm not going to pay no money. I'm not going to watch you. I'm done with you. But they want to kiss and make up. They were losing too much money, losing too many people. So they're going to offer us this free service. And I told my wife, I said, look at this. I said, fine. Let's see what happens. I said, if I don't see any kneeling and a bunch of stupid stuff, I'll watch the game, but I'm not going to buy that package the following year. And so I saw the game they were playing. And then to come out here in the Super Bowl, like I said, with this nonsense about two national anthems while you claim that you're against racism, you're creating racism. It's just like Biden. The biggest racist in America right now running the country, talking about systemic racism when he was the one talking about Obama, and not that I got any love for him, that's another story, is the first clean, articulate black man. Like the rest of us are dirty and dumb. Biden, the one that said that he didn't want his children growing up in a racial jungle many years ago. Now, if some kind of Republican would have said something like that, that'd be all over the news media. But see, the news media don't want to cover this stuff. The news media have you think that Trump and anybody with an R under their name was the racist, but all the Democrats love black people. Just like Harris, the one that said the black folks don't have Kinkos by them. How? We can't get a Kinko. Biden said we don't know how to use the internet. And then he got the nerve to sit over there in front of folks and say, if you don't know the difference between me and Trump, you ain't black. Well, I know the difference, and I'm certainly black. But like robots, many of my black friends, they ignore all this stuff. They ignore all the racist crap, and they still vote for the same folks that treat them like dirt. And I'm fed up. You know, I am fed up with black victimization, with black folks that act like the government owes them something, and they want to keep sucking on that gigantic government, you know what, and look for them to solve their solutions, solve their problems. And what have we got? What have we got since this great society? We got nothing. We got the same crap. We got a bunch of black folks sitting over there talking about the white man's holding me down. I can't get ahead. I'm dealing with systemic racism. And the whole fabric of the country is racist. You know, the effects of slavery is holding us back. Well, let me tell you something. Every race in every society in every nation has got holes at one time or another. Everybody. And as far as slavery goes, not one African slave could have ever touched these shores without some other Africans capturing them and giving them to the white man in the first place. So if you want to hold white folks accountable for slavery, then you better hold Africans too, or you're just being a hypocrite. You know, a hypocrite like Steve Curry, who wants to plant this thing like he cares about black folks until they want to build some kind of housing near his house, near his big old mansion. Oh, you know, I love these people that claim they care about black folks. You know, just like LeBron. What, LeBron got a school named after him that he built or whatever? Great. But LeBron sits over there and sides with the Democrats who want to keep the majority of black children in these dadgum, low learning schools. They don't want them to have vouchers. They don't want them to have their parents have the ability to pick where they can go to school. They keep these black folks, like everybody else that can't afford a private school, segregated in the nonsense, segregated into impoverished schools where the teachers union only cares about taking care of the teachers. I even read where California talking about not kicking out bad students because it's racist. No, it's not racist. If they're bad, they but need to get kicked out. And most of these kids are bad because they're growing up in these single-family homes with these godless women that got impregnated by godless men that none of them have any kind of idea of morality. Because we've ran away from God as a society. And that's not just black folks, that's everybody. But you know, I remember something when I was young, when I was in elementary school. When I was in elementary school, acting like a clown, and I was acting like a clown. I was in an environment where we had whites, black, Asians, or whatever. Now, I noticed something. All my Asian classmates, they were studying hard. They wasn't acting like clowns. And there were Chinese ancestry Asians and Japanese ancestry Asians. Now, during World War II, the Japan, when they invaded China, ever since then, there's been a lot of animosity amongst many of them. Now, we all got along in class, but I have Chinese ancestry friends who to this day won't buy Japanese products because of their family's history in the past. But there was something else that I noticed. When I was a child, all the landscapers that I saw, I'm not saying that was all landscapers, but all the landscapers that I saw in my hometown were of Asian descent. All of them. But their children were studying. Now, when we all became adults, their children didn't become landscapers. Their children became doctors, lawyers, accountants, professionals. Their children made a lot of money. Now, when I became an adult, all the landscapers that I saw in my neighborhood, for the most part, was of Hispanic descent. It seems that these people took the plan and ideology that Booker T. Washington had in place when he was a young man, when he started Tuskegee School. You know, I read up on Booker T. and Frederick Douglass, and both of them came out of slavery. And neither one of them was talking about slavery held them back. They didn't allow for that nonsense. Them and that generation, although they got hosed directly, didn't spend their time complaining about the white man. They spent their time getting educated, getting themselves acclimated, and making the best out of their lives. And teaching other people how to do the same, to show your self-value and self-worth. But if we're going to go around, I'm talking about black people, depending on the government to see us, give us success, we will never get it. The government does not make money. The government takes money. Success comes from self-initiative, self-desire, thanking God, looking to Him, and getting off your butt and making it happen. Quit blaming people. And whether you got holes or not, so what? It's up to you to make a difference. Many of us grew up without a silver spoon in their mouth. Frederick Douglass didn't have one. Neither did Booker T. Washington. It didn't hold him back. Why should it hold you back? Or why should you be any better than him? And none of y'all were slaves. None of you. But you gotta quit depending on folks who are not looking out for your best interests. The same people that's running around talking about defunding the police want to take away your guns. You know the only reason why you got a First Amendment right now? Well, I can say what I want to say and you can say what you want to say, even if you don't agree with me, is because you got a Second Amendment backing it up. If you didn't have a Second Amendment where you can have your own arms, the government will shut you down. Just like they tried to shut us down during the and they did shut us down for the most part during this COVID nonsense. They shut us down from being able to tell each other or doctors from prescribing medication that could help you, and many of you decided to take the shot. And unfortunately, many people suffered behind that. And I'm not happy about that. I didn't do it. Because I decided to keep my brain and think past the propaganda. I always think past the propaganda. I remember when Trump was in office, Biden and Harris were saying, I wouldn't have nothing to do with that thing. You know, coming from Trump. But as soon as Trump either lost or they stole the election, now they want to force it on everybody. The same people who were making that stuff when Trump was in office are the same people who were making that stuff when Biden and them took over. And by the way, even if Trump would have stayed in office, I still wouldn't have took it. For those that think that I'm a Trump robot or something, no. God gave me a mind, He gave me common sense. He told me, oh, not audibly, but He gave me the knowledge and the foresight to think intellectually instead of emotionally. I'm emotional right now, but I'm still thinking intellectually. I'm emotional because I'm frustrated. You know, many of the videos that I make are not even for the people right now. I make them as a record. So when I'm gone, and future generations might come up and say, what the hell happened to those people? Some might say, hey, you know what? That's one guy. That's one guy that didn't lose his mind. There's some others. But our children, our grandchildren need to know that everybody isn't crazy. When these folks run around here saying that you can be whatever gender you want to be, that's nonsense. And this is what really frustrates me. These folks that claim that they're Christians, that sit around like blind crickets with Bibles in their hand, when they're supposed to be light and salt, and they're supposed to be changing the culture instead of the culture changing them, and they say nothing. When they are supposed to not be a part of this world, but they're in the world, and they're supposed to make a difference, and they refuse to do anything, expecting God to do everything. That means they don't know their Bible. Hell, God didn't pick up the rock and hit Goliath upside the head. God didn't walk up to Mount Carmel and slay all of Baal's prophets. God could have just parted the Red Sea. He didn't need Moses, but He used Moses. Hell, He'll use you too. If you get up off your butt and quit sitting around, well, you know, the Lord is going to make a way. God is in control. Yeah, God is in control. But He's waiting for you to get up off your butt and do something. I mean, it amazes me. It amazes me, the folks that say, yeah, I love God, but then I vote for folks that want to kill God's creation. Like I said, it makes me want to pull my hair out. It drives me insane. I mean, the Bible talks about in the last day there will be apostasy, and I'm viewing it. I mean, we have schools where males are getting into the bathrooms and the locker rooms with our daughters, and Christians ain't saying nothing. They should be blocking the schools. They should be blocking the courthouses. They should be down at the dadgum state capitol saying we're not having none of this. But you guys just go along to get along. And then they denigrate the Word of God. They denigrate Christians. I heard recently where Biden is calling traditional Catholics, like a terrorist group. Now, I'm not a Catholic. I'm a Protestant. But from my understanding, Catholics believe in traditional marriage between a man and a woman. Catholics believe that abortion is murder. Catholics believe that you can't change your gender. These things are biblical principles, regardless of if you're Protestant or Catholic or whatever. If you believe in the Word of God, you're supposed to stand up for it. But we got a generation that doesn't even know God. We got a generation that doesn't understand the Bible. We got a generation that doesn't know squat. And we got older folks. We got those that know that won't say nothing, because they want to go along to get along. And we got a bunch of folks that don't know squat, just running their mouth, parroting the lies and deception of the enemy. I feel a little better. Not much. I got that off my chest. I just pray to God, you people wake up. This is a war. And anybody that claims to be a Christian should know that they are in a war. They've always been in a war. Paul said he fought the good fight. What fight are you fighting? Well, I'm just waiting on the Lord. Well, you're a lot of help. Once you start reading that thing and understand that we're supposed to take a stand, that we're supposed to give a witness to the world, and that we will get persecuted. That's part of the job. But what I don't want to do is get up there and the Lord say, I never knew you. He said, there's a narrow path and there's a wide road of destruction. Make up your mind which road you're going on. This is Sam Tolley. I'm out of here.